So I just wanted to come on here quickly to just say stuff, I guess. And this is not planned or organized because it doesn't really have to. I just want to speak on what I know and my personal experience, my personal journey. And it's not to say that this is the way and this is how you should do things, because I don't believe people should be doing anything really. You know, you live your life the way you think is right. And as long as you're not harming anyone, don't try and enforce your way on other people. And that's just how it goes. So people are free to do whatever they want to do in life, yeah, as long as they're not harming anyone. You're free to think the way you want to think, free to choose the way you want to live, free to believe in whatever you want to believe in. A few weeks ago, well, it's been 2 months now, or 3 months, since I met this really intelligent old man in a festival, and he just took me aside, and bless him, we ended up having the most amazing conversation ever. The man was so intelligent and so knowledgeable, and he knew so much. And we ended up having the most amazing conversation ever, until towards the end of the conversation, he started telling me every time I thought that what he said was perfectly said, he just turned to me and said, "But I have ADHD." But no, I don't think so, because I have ADHD. Every time I turned around and complimented him, he turned around and said, "No, but I have ADHD." As in to say, there is something wrong with me. I'm not like you, you know. I've got things wrong with me, and that's the reason why I shy away and I don't really talk to people and I get anxious. And you're the first person that ever gave me a chance. I didn't think there was anything wrong with the man at all the whole time I was talking to him. In fact, I was quite impressed by how knowledgeable and intelligent he was. A similar incident then happened not long after that in Stonehenge, where I met these really intelligent, yet again, young gentlemen, my age or a little bit older. Bless them, they were amazing men. They were looking after me the whole time I was staying in Stonehenge, making me hot chocolates and breakfast and making sure I've got everything I need. Absolute gentlemen. And when I finally sat down and had a conversation with them, one of them turned around and said the same thing to me. Bless him, he was like, "But I've got ADHD. Like, that's what you think, but I've got ADHD and this is what I think of myself. I don't think I'm good enough. I don't think I'm smart enough." And then he went and told me how he wakes up every morning and goes and jumps in the river. I was like, a lot of people in life here live their life and they don't even try something like that out. They don't even jump in the river or anything, especially on a cold morning in the UK. Many people choose not to do that, but you do that. And this is what made me say to him, then I believe ADHD is intelligence, because honestly, like, all these things that you enjoy doing that is classed ADHD but is really intelligence or a talent, for example, whether if it's waking up in the morning, jumping in the river, going for a hike, skiing, getting creative, painting, dancing, playing a musical instrument, whatever it is just a talent. It's not ADHD. It's literally a hidden talent that you have, that you just gotta embrace. But they tell us that we have ADHD because they want us to believe that there's something wrong with us. And this is why labeling things is so dangerous. Because when I would have never, for example, guessed in a million years that any of them gentlemen that I met in my life had ADHD. I would have never guessed in a million years until they told me that this is what they think, you know, and thus, therefore, they think there is something wrong with them and they can't expel in life because of that. I would have never guessed, and I would have never known who labeled them that, who gave them that label, or who labeled them with ADHD. This is what I'm saying. Labeling things is so dangerous, because it makes you think that there is something wrong with you when there is nothing wrong with you. You just want to explore in life. You've got a lot of talents, like every single one of us, yeah, has a talent that they can embrace only if society allows them to. But when kids are told at a young age that they've got ADHD and that they have to get medication for it or get put in a special class for it and get treatment for it and special teachers for it, imagine what that kid is going to grow up to be. Whereas in a world where you tell a kid that they're amazing and that they're smart, they're incredible, they're intelligent, can you imagine what that kid is going to do in return, and where that kid can go and how far they can get in life? The amount of intelligent kids I've met through, like, since this has been happening with me, and through, I've been observing it more as well. And this is another thing I've been learning from my 4-year-old daughter, to be fair, is observation. Honestly, like, your own POV is the best POV in the world. This is quite deep, actually, because I was on the bus with my daughter not long ago. I'm literally drinking out her bottle, bless her. I was on the bus with my daughter not long ago, and I was on my phone, and I kept looking at her while I was on my phone. And this is when it hit me. Like, I just noticed her, like, literally looking up and looking around and left, right, and everywhere. And she was just observing every single detail on the bus. Like, just fascinated by, like, how this bus is built and how it's made and how it carries people, and just started looking at her face, like, and I can literally see the thoughts and the questions and everything that's going on in her head. And it just made me, like, it made my face light up, and put my phone away, and I started doing the same, and I started observing the bus as well and just looking around me. And ever since, I've just learned that, yeah, observation is the biggest teacher in life. Through observation you learn everything. Honestly, like, your own POV is the best POV. And it actually makes you wonder, like, how grateful we are to even have sight and to be able to see, because you learn so much just by seeing. It's quite deep, because my daughter is only 4 years old, and when she was 1.5, she was fully reading books, reading stories. She knew everything well before she started school as well. Everything, the letters, the numbers, the shapes, the colours, the animals, the solar system, all the planet names, plant names, the fruits and the vegetables. She knew how to calculate. She knew everything pretty much before she started going to school. And then the minute she started going to nursery, literally within a couple of months of her joining, like, a government nursery, they turned around and said to me and her dad that we think she's got autism and ADHD, and therefore, like, we need to get you guys to diagnose her properly by doctors. Then to her, now, age 4 years old, she's put in a special class in school where she gets part-time education. And every single time we have a meeting, they say the same thing again and again, that you need to get her diagnosed, and because it takes 4 years to get the results back from the doctors, you need to get her diagnosed as soon as possible, because we think she's got ADHD and autism. Imagine, like, a child that only just started education. And this is the reason why I'm making this video, to be honest, because it made me deep everything. I've been observing kids lately, like, and the amount of kids that I've met that were so bright and intelligent, and we had amazing conversations, and they knew so much, but then they've turned around and said to me, but my mum and dad think that I've got ADHD, my mum and dad say that I've got ADHD, or that I've got autism. And this is what I'm saying, is like chopping that kid's wings off. That kid wants to fly so high, they know so much, and they can get even better, but you chop their wings off by telling them and labeling them things, and telling them that they're not good enough, they're not smart enough, they're dumb, and that they need to get medication and be in a special class and get special assistance just for being them. Because that's all ADHD is. It's just you being you. But you being you in this day and age is classed a crime, and it's something that you need to get diagnosed for, and you need to go see the doctors for, and you need to get help for. ADHD is intelligence, is absolute intelligence. I don't think school can offer your child personally, from my personal experience, I don't think school can offer my child, to be honest, half what she's done. I'm not even going to sit here and take any credit for it, because honestly, it wasn't me. It was all her. Everything my daughter knows, now age 4, is literally self-taught from home. She literally jumps out of bed every morning, bless her, and the first thing she does is count from 1 to 100. Or start calculating some maths. Or tell me all the planet names. And then you're telling me that this is not intelligence and that she needs to get help and she needs to be put in a special class. I just simply disagree. I disagree with all these labels. I believe that once you label something, it creates a problem, because it makes you think that there is something wrong with you. That's what I think. So imagine a child where you tell them that they've got something wrong with them. Like so many kids I've met in the park that have randomly come up to me and said, oh, my parents think I've got ADHD, or my parents think I've got autism. Imagine a kid that thinks there's something wrong with them, and another kid that you tell them that they're amazing, that you believe in them, and that you think they're incredible and intelligent. How far that kid is going to go in life. And this is why labeling things is so dangerous. And I will not be getting my daughter diagnosed, because me as a parent, as a mum, as someone that has been observing her for a while, I don't particularly think there's anything wrong with my daughter. And if anything, I think she's so ahead of her age. And age is just an illusion anyways, to be honest. Honestly, age is just an illusion. I believe that age is just there to make you think that just because you're older, you know better. And just because you're older, you have more experience in life, and therefore you think you know everything, and that's why you give your opinions and you look down on fucking tiny people like babies and toddlers. Like, we literally treat them like they don't have any feelings or emotions. Like, especially like things like this, where it literally gets discussed right in front of the kid, because you think they can't understand what you're saying, but really they can understand everything, honestly. And kids are so much more intelligent than we are anyways, because they're more aware than we are. They're more conscious than we are, because they're more present in the moment. We're always in our head. Us adults, we're always stuck in our heads. It's either we're thinking about the past or the future. What am I going to eat today? What am I going to cook for the kids tomorrow? What am I going to buy for my friend's birthday party? Where am I going to take the kids this weekend? And we're constantly in our head just thinking about shit, where kids are more present in the moment. And that's why they're more aware than we are, because they're conscious, they're there. They're not in the past or the present, they're in the moment. The amount of times I've gotten up to leave places and my 4-year-old daughter has turned around and went, Mummy, you left your phone. And I was like, oh shit. This is what I'm saying. Like, kids are more conscious than we are. So don't ever look down upon a kid and think that they don't know anything just because they're a kid. I believe kids know everything, but they act like babies. They act like children, whereas we act like we know everything, but really we're babies. We need reminders, if anything. We constantly need the reminders more than kids, if anything, because we're the ones that constantly forget. We're the ones that are so sucked in this fucking fast life that we live every day that we forget shit because it's too much for us. And I get it. It's too fast. We're not equipped for this fucking century. We're not equipped for this fucking this time that we live in. We're not equipped for it. We're not equipped for this fast life. How do you think our ancestors were living back then? Do you really think our ancestors, people that built fucking empires and places like Egypt and Rome, do you think they were getting diagnosed with fucking ADHD all the time and being told that they're not good enough, they're not smart enough, and that they need to go and get medication? They didn't even go to school back then, and they were able to fucking build empires. And all the knowledge they had that nowadays we're like, how the fuck did they do it? We look at the pyramids and we're like, how the fuck did they do it? They didn't go to school. And here's the thing, like, they try and every time I have a meeting with my daughter's teachers as well. This is why I'm making this video yet again, because I've honestly made the decision to homeschool my child. And I'm going to be making another video about the reasons why I'm making that decision. But for now, let's keep it as this. Like, for example, and this is what I mean about ADHD is literally just you being you. And apparently being you in this day and age, in this fucking century that we live in, is a crime. You're not allowed to be you. And that's looked down upon and is classed as ADHD and autism, just being. Because that's what I believe all it is. Just because you're different, they think there is something fucking wrong with you. Just because you're not following the same fucking shit basically everyone follows. Everything in society, everything that you're taught in society is what they want you to follow. The norm, what's classed as normal. What the fuck is normal anyways? And here's the thing, like, we live in a world here where they claim diversity. They claim diversity and are non-judgmental zone and accepting everyone, and they're the most fucking judgmental people in the world. Because this is the thing, like, what's wrong with having fucking ADHD or being different or just being you? That's all it is. You're just different to everyone else. And just because you're different to everyone else and you don't act like everyone else, they class that as ADHD and you need to go get a diagnosis and there's something wrong with you and you're a little weirdo. The same people that claim diversity, non-judgmental free zone and normal. What is fucking normal anyways? What is classed normal? I want to know. What is normal and what is weird? It's not fucking weird, you're just different. You're not weird, you're just different. And that's fucking okay. That's totally fine. Don't let anyone as well tell you otherwise. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach my daughter. Because in school, right, and we all know this, especially like mums like me, we all know this very well. They try to tell your kid in school that they have to share. Like, that's the fucking Bible. Like, that is the law of the school, and if you break the fucking law then you go to jail, sort of thing. And no, you don't have to fucking share. Not at all, actually. Because who the fuck said, just because a little song in Coco Melon says sharing is caring, sharing is fun, doesn't mean that it's fucking true. No, I believe not sharing is caring. Not sharing is fun. Because yes, I've observed my daughter so many times in life playing with other kids, and here's what goes on. She's got a toy in her hand, right? And this is nothing malicious against the other kids. Obviously, kids are just being kids, right? But here's my point. The other kid comes in and like wants to play with the exact same toy that's in her hand, because everything is fine, right? And as long as every kid is playing with something different, but the moment they want the same thing, that's where it creates a fucking problem when you share. Because they both want to play with that toy differently. It's just like us adults, is difference of opinions. They want to play with it differently. And because they don't agree, obviously one starts screaming and shouting, the other then copies and starts screaming and shouting. So again, sending kids to school, I believe, in my opinion, just allows your kid to pick up bad habits from other kids, because they don't behave like this at home. Not most of the time anyways. And what this creates as well, you telling kids they have to share, is that it robs them the opportunity of getting creative, man. It's fucking sad. Like, imagine, like, for example, one kid is trying to play with a toy one way, the way he thinks is right, and then another kid barges in and like ruins it all. And obviously in that kid's eye, right, the one that's ruining it, he's just playing, bless him, right? From his perspective, he's just playing, he's just having fun. But in the other kid's eye, you've just ruined everything I'm trying to create. And this is what I'm saying. Sharing is not caring. Not sharing is caring. And not sharing is fun. Because it allows you to get more creative in life. It allows you to be you. It allows you to do the thing that you want to do the way you want to do it, without someone else barging in and giving their opinion and force it, and then being told that you have to share as well. Is literally robbing that child the opportunity of getting creative. That's all it is, and that's what I believe. Obviously, I'm not saying that everyone has to think the same, but this is how I think, and this is exactly the reason why I've decided to homeschool my child. It's a sad reality we live in. Not everything they teach you in school is necessarily true. Luxury is being alone. Luxury in life is experiencing things alone as well, and because that's how you learn. That's literally how you learn. It's through observing and exploring on your own. And that's not to say that we don't need support sometimes, but you don't need support all the time, that's for sure. if we pay enough attention, everything around us is teaching us something. Everything around you is designed to teach you something anyways, if you pay enough attention and you observe enough. And that's what my 4-year-old is teaching me now, aged 30 years old. Honestly, that the best screen is your own screen. I genuinely believe like all these screens that have been given to us are being put there for a reason, to distract us from the actual screen that we're meant to be looking at, the skies, everything around us, our own fucking POV, that we can watch everything through and learn everything about life without having to watch these screens and without having to watch anything. I stopped at a service a few weeks ago when I was on my way to Stonehenge with the friend that I was with. Stopped at a co-op, and while I was waiting in the queue, there was a lovely lady in front of me with her, I'm guessing about 4-year-old son, and the little kid, bless him, he kept looking at me and smiling. And at one point he was just stood there just observing me, like really like looking into everything, the details of everything I was wearing, my face, and just observing me. His mum obviously noticed that this was happening, and then straight away she just went, "Oi, stop staring at the lady, that's weird." And then I turned around and I just said to her, "It's not weird at all, actually. The best way to learn is through observing everything." And I was standing at the checkout, and obviously all you guys know, like at the checkout they normally have chewing gum and stuff, right? So there was like blue extras and green extras by the checkout. There was like one blue chewing gum in the green section and green chewing gum in the blue section. The minute I said that, the kid literally looked at it and then went, "This is right and that's wrong." And he fixed it and put it all back together. And then I went, "Wow." His mum was like, "Wow." And then the lady on the till was like, "Wow." And that was a great reminder for all of us, I swear. Also, like, to not judge. And just because a kid is staring, right, it doesn't mean that they're being weird, man. They're like you can't exactly expect anyone in the world, whether if they're a kid or not, to have tunnel vision, right? Like, you're allowed to look anywhere you want to look, right? Like, and this is the thing, like, these days, like, when you go out on the streets, because everyone is on their fucking phone, it's classed weird when you actually look at stuff, or when you stare at someone for too long, it's classed, oh, weird. Like, let alone smiling at someone now in the streets is fucking classed weird. Like, oh, what the fuck, what a weirdo, he smiled at me, oh my god. This is the fucking problem, like, and this is what they're trying to normalize, and that's exactly the normal, you know, is to go out in the street and not make eye contact with anyone and not look at anything or anyone and just be on your phone from the minute you wake up to the minute you get to work, then to the journey bus home, on the bus, and then to when you get home as well, and just be antisocial. And these are the standards that they're trying to teach our kids. I don't personally believe the school would give my daughter, anyways, half the stuff that she's learnt herself from home. Everything my daughter has learnt is self-taught. It's not even things that I've taught her myself. It's literally self-taught. She sits there in her room, bless her, studying and doing the alphabet and doing the maths and learning the names of everything. And for a child with autism as well, you tell me, how the hell are even 3 or 4 teachers going to attend to about 15 to 20 kids in one class, all with special needs as well? And they're only in school for 4 hours, because my daughter is doing part-time at the moment because they think she's so special that she can't do any more hours in school. So they've given her only 4 hours in school. And you're trying to tell me that in 4 hours 4 teachers are going to attend to 15 to 20 kids with all their special requirements and their special needs, and this kid is crying, that one is having a tantrum, this one needs something, that one is shouting, this one is screaming, and you're telling me that school is going to give them what home couldn't give them? Absolute bullshit. What they class as ADHD or autism in their language, I class as intelligence, as hidden talents, hidden treasures that you embody, that you need to embrace. But they try and dim your light by telling you all these things, by telling you that you've got something wrong with you, by telling you that you're not good enough, by telling you that you don't fit in society and that you need to go get medicated before you socialize with anyone. It's absolute nonsense and bullshit. You're talented, you've got hidden treasures, embrace them. Whether if it's jumping in the fucking river, climbing a fucking mountain, chopping some wood, making a fire, dancing, learning a new musical instrument, because that's all it is the ability for your body to want to move more than normal people, or more than an average person, is the ability and the capability to want to move and explore your body and explore everything around it. And they want to dim your light by telling you that you have to sit in a fucking box in a classroom for this many hours a day and get assistance and help from teachers, when the only reason why everyone's fucking got ADHD is because we're literally robbed that opportunity to explore ourselves and to be ourselves and to be who we were years ago, when we were just fucking mammals living like Tarzans in the fucking trees and nature and hopping around and exploring our bodies and exploring everything around us. Everything went to shit, I believe, in life the minute we lost connection with nature. The minute we lost connection with nature is when everything in life went to shit. And that's when all these fucking problems started appearing: ADHD, autism, mental health, illnesses, diseases. If anything, to be honest, I probably have autism and ADHD myself, but I've never actually got myself diagnosed for it, exactly for that reason, because I don't want to sit here and make myself believe that there is something wrong with me when there's actually nothing wrong with me. ADHD is the norm. ADHD is our nature as human beings, and autism is our nature as human beings, because it's literally all about just being you. And this is exactly what I'm trying to say here, is that being you in this day and age that we live in is classed ADHD, and it's classed weird, and it's classed as something that you need to go and get help and support for, just because you're being you and you want to do things differently and you see the world differently. Because that's exactly what ADHD and autism is, especially kids with autism. They see the world differently to how a normal person sees it, or what you class as an average person. It's just a different way of seeing life. It's just, again, a different opinion, a different way of doing life, and a different way of choosing to live. But I've got people there trying to tell me that it's a problem, and it's something that I need to sort out, and it's something that I need to go and get diagnosed. I can literally bet any money as well that the whole fucking world has ADHD and autism. If we're really true to ourselves, I bet you everyone in the world has ADHD and autism, because it's just our nature as human beings, right? To be that way, to be ourselves. But non-ADHD and non-autism is when you're being told what to do. And this is why I don't believe in telling anyone or anything what to do in life. Because you tell someone go right, they're going to go left. Yeah, because everything in life is mysterious, right? And you want to explore. You're going to wonder why I can't go that way, why this way. And this is why I don't believe in telling anyone what to do. I don't even tell my daughter what to eat. And if I make her food and she says that she don't want to eat it, I don't fucking force her to eat it. I just say, okay, fair play, I'll make you something else. What would you like to eat? Simple as. Freedom of fucking choice. And it goes for everyone, for adults and kids. And this is what I mean. Just because kids are kids doesn't mean that we tell them what to fucking do, and we boss them around and control them and be narcissists and gaslight them all the time. And we're literally doing it to ourselves. I'm so grateful that I had a daughter, and I'm so grateful for everything I'm going through right now as well, because I'm not even looking at all this as a bad thing at all. In fact, it's like really opening my eyes to how we should be as human beings, just being ourselves and not telling other people what to do, and just being us. And this is exactly the reason why I love coming here so much, to this place where it's just trees and grass and bushes and skies and beautiful ground and leaves everywhere, mushrooms, mushroom season, as well as pumpkin season. Because none of these things, look at me and judge me, or think, oh, what the fuck, what a weirdo, like filming a video in... None of these trees judge me or look at me differently. Like, I feel so accepted here in this spot, and this is why I dislike society so much, and I dislike anything that has human beings in it. I'm going to call them human doings, actually. Human doings, not human beings, because being a human being is classed a crime. And this is the thing, right? Like, when you're constantly telling a human being how to be and what to do, it changes them from a human being into a human doing. Like, you're just doing what you're being told and not being given the chance to be you, the freedom to be yourself, the freedom to be who you want to be, and just to be you, man. Just be you. Like, being you, like, this is the deepest, I think, realization I've had this year, is like, yeah, being you in this fucking century that we live in is a fucking crime. And the century that claims diversity and claims non-judgmental, free zone, and blah, 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 and accepting everyone around us, and racism and all this, and they're far from it. They're the most judgmental people in the world. They're the most people that never accept and look at you differently and judge you for being different and call you a weirdo for being different. No, thank you very much. I'm not weird. I'm different. And that's fine. Just like all these trees, they're all fucking different. They don't look the same. None of these trees look the same. They all fucking look different. So are the bushes, so are the flowers, so are the fruits. Like, even if they look the same, they don't fucking taste the same. Everything in life is different. Everything in life is different. And that's just how the fucking cookie crumbles. It's not weird. It's different. ADHD is the biggest myth I've come across in my existence. I'm only 30 years of age, and I've discovered at 30 years of age that ADHD is the biggest myth to humanity. It's part of the placebo effect as well. It's literally the placebo effect. That as soon as you get labeled something, you think there's something wrong with you, so therefore you get sick. And it's true. If your thoughts can make you sick, your thoughts can also make you well. It's the placebo effect. Once you label things, once you deem things as bad or not bad, that's when it affects your brain, and it releases some sort of chemical in your brain that makes you think that there's actually something wrong with you, when there's nothing wrong with you, because our ancestors never thought like this, because ADHD didn't exist back then. No one had ADHD. If you said ADHD, they'd be like, blah, 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 what the fuck is ADHD? Like, what is that? You know? Back in time. And that's why they were able to fly so fucking high and soar so fucking high and built incredible fucking structures that till this day were so fucking mind blown by how they were even able to do it, and how they were able to, even Stonehenge. It fascinates me like more than fucking pyramids of Giza, if anything. How the fuck are they able to lift them stones and like back in that time and put them so high up, and those are the same people we came from, but they didn't have any ADHD, but we do. Why the fuck do we do? Probably because we fucking lost connection with nature. That's why. Because we're on our phones all the time, because we're in our homes all the time, because we're in front of screens all the time, draining our energy away instead of recharging here. This is like the best fucking portable sort of like you know where they charge Teslas nowadays, the electric fucking, it's exactly the same thing when you come and take walks in nature and go for hikes and go and just observe and breathe some fresh clean air and clear your head by just walking and looking at things and learning more about what's around you and what's out there. The biggest teacher in life is your own POV, and ADHD is just a myth. The most intelligent people I've met in my life were people that told me they have ADHD. The most amazing conversations I've had in my life were with people who told me that they have ADHD. And I've literally sat there with them and said to their face, I don't think there's anything wrong with you, mate. Like, you're totally fine. Like, if anything, like, you know more than an average person does, or what they class as normal. But they still didn't believe me because the doctors say so and the diagnosis says so and this person says so. And this is the problem with society. It's the same case with kids getting bullied at school. Imagine a kid as well with ADHD or a kid with autism. Once their parents tell them that they have ADHD and autism, and then they go into school and then other kids start criticizing them for that. Imagine how that's going to affect and the impact that's going to have on that kid getting criticized and bullied for having ADHD when there's nothing to be criticized or bullied for anyways. You're just more intelligent than these kids are. That's all it is. But you get criticized and bullied for it in school. And then you're trying to tell me that school is good for children and school is going to help with their development, especially if they've got special needs. Imagine the impact this will have on the kid. Imagine the impact it'll have on that kid when he's coming home or she's coming home from school crying, saying, "Oh, mummy, daddy, people are talking about my ADHD and they're bullying me for it, and I'm getting criticized in school for having mental health." Imagine how that's going to impact that kid's life. It's a fucking sad world we live in. And this is exactly the same reason why I made the decision to take my daughter off school and homeschool her my way, or tailored to her needs and tailored to her type of fun. My daughter has only done nursery and this is her first year in reception now. She hasn't even finished the term yet. And they've already turned around and said, and they've said this well before she started reception anyways, they said this to me within months of her joining nursery. They turned around and said that they think she's got autism and ADHD. I don't understand how someone can be so sure about something within months of that kid joining into school as well. I'm her mum and she's pretty much with me all the time, and I've never ever noticed anything weird about her. If anything, yes, I do notice the fact that she's different. Yes, she is different to every other kid. And again, this is why I'm making this video. I'm not trying to say that everyone out there has to be like me, because maybe, yes, my kid is different and that's totally fine. But I'm sure there's also a lot of different kids out there that their mums are also thinking the same things that I'm thinking. It's quite mad how someone can come down to that conclusion so quickly within months of that kid being in school as well. It's like they don't even want to give these kids any chance with special needs. And I don't think it's special needs. I think it's intelligence. I think is part of being different and being intelligent and being who you are. And just because you're being who you are and you're being different to everyone else, they don't like that and they want you to be like everyone else. And that's all it is, long story short. It didn't even take me a lot of thinking, to be honest, to come down to the decision to homeschool my child. I just woke up one day and just thought, you know what, that is the right thing to do. Because when you really think about it, education isn't really going to serve her, especially in this ugly world we live in where you're not accepted for who you are. It's not really going to serve kids like that, especially kids that are different and kids that want to be different, you know. And the saddest bit as well about it is that I bet you other kids in school don't even look at my child any different, and they don't judge her for being the way she is like the teachers do. They're just happy to play and socialize when she wants to socialize, whatever. It's fine. It's not like how us adults judge each other all the time. Like when you go out and you're just taking a walk downtown and you're looking at everyone and judging everything around you and looking down on people and calling this person weird and whatnot. And kids don't do that. Kids don't care. They don't care about these things. They just think, yeah, we're all kids just having fun. This is exactly the reason why I run to places like this. It's just absolute peace, absolute bliss. No judgments, no opinions, no nothing, just pure bliss, pure peace. ADHD is the biggest myth of my life. And if you've got ADHD, or you know someone that's got ADHD, rest assured that person is fucking intelligent, mates. And they've got honestly hidden powers that you have no idea about. Just please don't cut off their wings. You know, they want to fly, so don't cut off their wings by telling them that they're not smart enough just because they're being labelled something. It doesn't mean anything. It's just another fucking label at the end of the day. It doesn't mean anything at all. Honestly, we need a strong generation of parents now that are going to be telling their kids that they're amazing and that they're incredible and that they're smart and intelligent and that they believe in them and they're there to support them no matter what. No matter what. Even if the fucking biggest professor came and said, oh, your son or daughter has got this and this and that. Placebo effect, my loves. Placebo effect. Your mind can either heal you or kill you. And yeah, peace, love, and fuck off.